welcome back to the channel. I've been trying to make this video for some time now. It's been at least a couple months. I wanted to make a different type of video instead of just coming on here and just reading all the cool things about these microphones, instead of actually showing and demonstrating me using the microphone and actual audio quality that you can get out of these tiny but mighty microphones. So yeah, my apologies for being a little late to the game on this review, but this is not going to be your typical review about going over everything about the microphone. It's more going to be a hands-on type of review. I brought these microphones to 3 weddings that I've been able to shoot, and I gotta say that the audio quality coming out of these microphones are great. The little case that they come in, the charging case, it's awesome. I'm just going to grab them right now. So this is what we're looking at. So these are the Fulaim f1000 Pro microphones. This is the charging case. You open it up, you can see the transmitter and receivers there. Yeah, the cool thing about these microphones is that this is a charging case. I believe you can get up to 14 hours of charging, and each microphone or transmitter receiver will give you up to 7 hours. So 7 plus 14, do the math. Yeah, so these microphones come with a pouch, which comes with a whole bunch of different types of cables. A cable to hook up the microphone to your iPhone, which I find very cool. And also they come with a nice LCD screen here, or LED screen, whatever you want to call it, to show you the volume of the microphone, the signal, and they also have a USB-C input on the back as well. Now, one thing I've noticed about these microphones is that it's got like a setting where you can eliminate background noise, which I really like, and I've been able to use that setting on a few weddings, which I'm going to show examples. But yeah, so the audio quality is actually really good. The quality coming out of the actual microphone on top is super great. And they actually come with a little dead cat that comes on top of the microphone. So you can just attach it right here. One thing I kind of noticed is that the blue indicating light on here is kind of a little too bright. So if you do shoot with this on here, it might be a little distracting. So I would highly recommend putting some black electrical tape. But yeah, and then like I said, this comes with a pouch full of different types of cables. You get 2 lavs, USB-C to lightning cable to plug into the iPhone, which I find very cool. And there's a lot of different functions and settings that you can find in these microphones. I haven't really used them because I haven't really needed to use them, so I can't really touch on that subject. But coming straight out of the box, I really like the quality that it can produce. And like I said, the one setting that I've been using was the noise cancellation or noise reduction for background noise. I'm going to show an example of me putting the microphone over the bride's shoulder because she was wearing a white dress, so I couldn't really clip it anywhere without it standing out because the lav cable is black, so that would kind of look a little silly. But yeah, so these are the Fulaim f1000. I'm going to be showing you some test footage of me actually using these microphones and audio samples of using them as well. The cool thing about this is that, like I said, it's a charging case, USB-C input on the back, and you have an indicator on here to show you the charging, how much juice is left in the case. So yeah, I've been lucky enough to have these to shoot with me on the last 4 weddings. Audio is really great. I would highly recommend picking up these microphones. I don't know the rough price on these microphones because I got these sent to me to use and to make a review, but everything that I'm talking about is 100% my opinion. Things that I just like about them. There's not really anything that I don't like about them besides the blue flashing light on here. It might be a little too much of a distraction, but the cool thing is, like, as soon as you open them, you have like if you see this green thing here, it just tells you like how much juice is left, and I haven't even had to charge these. Crazy amount of battery life on them. But yeah, and so like I said, there are a few settings on these microphones I just haven't been able to use or needed to use. I tried to get to them, mind you. I found it a little hard to try and get to those settings. I ended up getting into the, I think it's called noise cancellation or noise reduction, background noise, cancellation setting. I don't know how I got to that, but I liked what I was hearing. You can tell there is some sort of EQ or setting going on to make that happen, especially if you were shooting a bride or something with there's a lot of background noise, like for an example, the shot of the mic over the bride's shoulder. They had a lot of people over, and a lot of people were downstairs making noise, so you can't really hear them. So I found that this setting was very useful, and I actually just kept it on there, didn't even bother. Now I also found myself in a position where I needed some cables to hook up to the DJ booth. I couldn't, so I actually ended up taping the microphone to the actual podium microphone, and this actually worked out pretty good. The audio was super great, no interference whatsoever. I'm going to show a test footage of me doing an example of it taped to the microphone, and the distance that we were able to go, and the hall was actually pretty big. Mind you, I actually never got any interference shooting at churches as well, which is a big bonus, because some microphones you do get some interference. Although I did get some interference at a venue in Cambridge. It must have been just some XLR signal that the DJ was using. Mind you, I was getting some sort of interruption before as well. I shot here I think 4 or 5 months ago, and the exact same thing happened, so it could have been just the equipment that the DJ was using. But I mean, you are going to run into these situations. So what I had to actually do was unplug the microphone, and thank God for my second shooter DJ. He had the Comica CVM20 boom mic on top of his camera, so we just put that on, cranked the volume, and then attached it to the camera, and then we were good to go. Mind you, the audio is not going to sound as great, because instead of the microphone being attached to the podium mic, the microphone is now attached 30 feet away to the camera. So I'm going to show you guys some test footage right now, everything that I was able to shoot with these microphones. Thank you to Fulaim for sending me these, and I'm sorry for the late review. But yeah, I would highly recommend picking up these microphones. I'll post a link in the description where you can purchase these, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.
So we are probably like 5 feet away. And we're just going to do another test just to kind of demonstrate the distance that you can go with these microphones, because it is kind of hard to get a good wireless feed going into the camera, especially if you're around a whole bunch of different frequencies, DJs, or other things playing, such as the music behind me. I'm not even too sure on how good this is probably going to sound, but we're going to get the camera and we're going to go all the way in the back, and we're going to leave it continuous shot. So DJ, don't stop recording. We're going to leave this as a continuous shot, and he's going to go all the way to the back of the room, and we're going to see how good the signal is. Okay, so you can start going back. So we watch behind you. Watch behind you. So DJ is roughly maybe 80 feet right now. He's all the way behind the hall, or all the way in the back of the hall. I'm gonna take out my camera just to kind of show you how far he is. So that's where DJ is, and the audio is actually still perfect, and there's no cutting out. Probably sounds just as good, or probably even better, as where he was even closer. So this is another reason why I would highly recommend these microphones, because there's no frequency that's going to be cut out. The signal is perfect. The audio is decent. And just for an example, this is what I did here, just because I forgot my whole cable set for miking things up. I just got some black electrical tape so I could, so this kind of blends in with the microphone. But yeah, so this is just gonna sound just as good, but I actually have more room to play with if I want to edit the audio, because I can actually adjust the gain instead of going all the way to the DJ booth, where sometimes it might be busy or I don't have access to the DJ booth. So yeah, that's how far DJ is. So it's actually pretty far, and the audio's still running clean. Is the audio good, DJ? He's giving us a thumbs up.
So I'm in here on her behalf, reading it for her. I'm your best man and your mom, it seems, but all good. So to my son, I've seen you take your first step, and today I see you standing at the end of the aisle. Never forget that I love you. Life is filled with hard times and good times. Learn from everything you can. Be the man I know you can be. Cheers to my son and his new wife, Celine.
There is nothing in this life we cannot accomplish together. I'm excited to see what the future has in store for us. You're my rock, that special someone I can always go to, talk to, and make me laugh. You help me with making some of the toughest decisions. I hope your special day is everything you ever wanted and imagined. Today we start the new milestone in our lives, and I couldn't imagine it without you. See you at the altar. Love you forever and always. Push the end. Okay. Good? Oh God.